Imagine opening your eyes one morning and your entire world has changed. Your speech is slurred, your arm is limp, your face droops. A stroke strikes silently, and often in the first 30 minutes of your day. But what if I told you there's one simple habit you could do right after waking that could cut that risk in half? And better yet, there are 8 tiny habits that could become your secret weapons against a life-altering stroke. Hi, I'm Dr. Sam with Senior Health Circle, and today we're diving into powerful ways you can take charge of your mornings and protect your independence, your memory, and your life. This isn't about expensive gadgets or trendy hacks. It's real science, simple habits, and a bit of fresh thinking about how your body works. Let's get started. Segment 1: Why mornings matter so much. First, let's talk about why mornings can be so dangerous for your brain, especially if you're over 60. While you're asleep, your body goes through several changes. Your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, fluids shift around in your body. You breathe out moisture and sweat, causing mild dehydration. Then, bam! The alarm clock rings. You leap out of bed, and your body suddenly has to go from sleep mode to active mode. This transition is when your blood pressure often surges the highest. In fact, research shows that the early morning hours, especially right after you wake up, are the time when strokes and heart attacks are most likely to happen. Additional insight, doctor commentary. Why does this matter so much for seniors? As we age, blood vessels stiffen. The risk of plaque in arteries goes up. Our bodies become less able to handle sudden pressure changes. So the first 30 minutes of your day are not just routine. They're a battlefield your brain has to survive. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. Segment 2. Habit number 1. Morning hydration. Let's jump into our first, and possibly the easiest habit that could protect your brain: drinking water right after waking up. It sounds ridiculously simple, right? Water? But here's the science. Overnight, we lose moisture through breathing and sweating. Even mild dehydration thickens our blood slightly. Thicker blood moves more sluggishly through arteries, raising the chance of clots, the number one cause of ischemic strokes. Commentary and example: think of your bloodstream like a highway. If the roads are clear, traffic flows smoothly. But if there's a traffic jam, or in this case, thickened blood, the risk of a crash, like a clot, goes up. And here's a fascinating piece of trivia. Studies show that people who drink about 8 to 12 ounces of plain water in the first few minutes after waking up have smoother circulation and lower markers of clotting risk. Personal insight. In my practice, I've seen patients who used to feel dizzy or lightheaded in the morning dramatically improve just by starting the day with water. One of my patients, Mrs. L, used to get so dizzy she'd grab the bedpost every morning. We added 1 cup of water to her bedside routine. Within a week, no more dizziness. How to make it a habit. So how can you make morning hydration stick? Keep a glass or bottle of water right on your nightstand. If you prefer, add a slice of lemon for taste. Bonus: vitamin C helps circulation. Drink it before your feet hit the floor. This tiny habit could be the easiest medicine you ever take, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Segment 3. Habit number 2. Morning calmness. Okay, let's talk about something many seniors ignore: stress hormones. The moment we wake up, cortisol, the stress hormone, starts climbing. And too much cortisol early in the day raises blood pressure, increases inflammation, makes arteries more rigid. That's why habit number 2 is all about calming your body before launching into your day. Personal commentary. Think about it. How often do you wake up and your mind is instantly racing? What doctor's appointment is today? Did I remember my pills? What errands do I have? Boom! Your body's stress system is switched on before your feet hit the floor. Deep breathing exercise. Here's my prescription. Sit comfortably or stay in bed. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath gently for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 seconds. Repeat for 5 minutes. Studies show this simple breathing routine lowers blood pressure, improves oxygen flow to the brain, helps regulate your heart rhythm. Doctor's anecdote. A patient of mine, Mr. S, used to have blood pressure spikes every morning. We added a 5-minute breathing ritual. His numbers came down by 10 points, and he says he feels sharper and more centered. Linking habits together. Here's my secret. Combine your water habit and breathing. Keep your water nearby, sip, and breathe. That way, you're rehydrating your blood, calming your stress hormones, lowering your stroke risk, all before you get out of bed. Segment 4. Habit number 3. Ditch the salty breakfast. Next up, breakfast. Many seniors unknowingly sabotage their arteries before leaving the house by eating a salty breakfast. Why is salt especially dangerous in the morning? Overnight, blood vessels tighten up. Dehydration thickens blood. A salty meal spikes blood pressure on top of that. Commentary and explanation. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. Salt makes them contract, squeezing the flow. And that's a recipe for higher stroke risk. Common breakfast culprits, some sneaky salt bombs include toast with processed cheese, breakfast sausages or bacon, processed cereals, pickles, canned soups, even some healthy breakfast bars. I once checked the label on a popular breakfast bar. It had over 400 milliliters of sodium in one serving. That's nearly a third of the daily limit for older adults. Better breakfast choices. Instead, go for oatmeal with fruit and nuts, a boiled egg with veggies, a smoothie with spinach and banana, plain yogurt topped with seeds and berries, avocado on whole grain toast, and use herbs and spices for flavor instead of salt, turmeric, cinnamon, or ginger. Practical example. Let me share Mrs. D's story. She loved salted soup for breakfast. Her morning BP was 160/90. We swapped her soup for oatmeal with walnuts and fruit. Her BP dropped by 15 points in 2 weeks. Daily challenge. Here's your challenge. Check the sodium on your breakfast labels tomorrow. Aim for under 300-400 millimeters per meal. Share your favorite healthy breakfast ideas in the comments. I'd love to see what creative meals you come up with. Welcome back to Senior Health Circle. I'm Dr. Sam, and today we're continuing our journey to transform your mornings into your best defense against strokes. In the previous part, we learned how a glass of water can help keep clots away. Deep breathing calms your blood pressure. Skipping salty breakfasts could save your arteries. But now let's talk about movement, muscles, and a few places you might never have thought could protect your brain. Trust me, this might surprise you. Segment 1, Habit number 4, Morning Movement. Here's a truth I tell every patient. Your body isn't built to go from 0 to 100, yet many people wake up, get out of bed, and sit down. Coffee at the table, a bit of TV, maybe a crossword puzzle. But here's the problem. After 7 to 8 hours of lying still, your circulation slows down. Your arteries stay constricted. Blood pools in your lower body. Personal commentary. Think of your circulation like a garden sprinkler system. When it's shut off all night, pressure builds. Turning it back on suddenly without easing in can strain pipes, or in your body's case, your arteries and heart. Why a short walk helps. Research shows a short walk after waking does incredible things. Increases oxygen flow to the brain, helps keep arteries flexible, lowers LDL cholesterol, reduces inflammation, a key stroke risk factor. In one study from the American Heart Association, older adults who took just a 10-minute morning walk lowered their risk of ischemic stroke significantly over 5 years. Doctor's anecdote. I'll tell you about Mr. K, one of my patients in his late 60s. He hated exercise, hated it. But he agreed to try 5 minutes of slow laps around his living room every morning. 3 months later, his blood pressure dropped from 155/85 to 135/78. He said his mind felt clearer than it had in years. How to start. No need to power walk or jog. Just walk in place while the coffee brews. Stroll up and down the hallway. Step outside for fresh air if it's safe. Bonus benefit? Sunlight in the morning helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, circadian rhythm. Good sleep. Lower stroke risk. Small goals. Start small. 2 minutes tomorrow. 5 minutes next week. Aim for 10-15 minutes when you feel comfortable. It's a tiny investment in your brain's future. Segment 2. Habit number 5. Neck and shoulder stretches. Now let's talk about a surprising danger zone for stroke risk. Your neck and shoulders. Sounds odd, right? Here's why it matters. Arteries that feed your brain run through your neck. Tight muscles can gently squeeze those arteries. that reduces blood flow and raises stroke risk. Doctor's insight. Many seniors wake up stiff. Awkward sleep positions. Arthritis. Pillows too high or low. Tight neck muscles can compress the vertebral arteries. And sometimes, people feel lightheadedness, blurred vision, dizziness on standing. Those could be warning signs of reduced blood flow to the brain. Simple neck routine. Here's a gentle neck and shoulder routine you can do before even getting dressed. Neck circles. Drop your chin gently to your chest. Roll your head slowly in a circle, 5 times each direction. Shoulder shrugs. Raise your shoulders toward your ears. Hold for 2 seconds. Relax them down. Repeat 5 times. Shoulder rolls. Roll shoulders forward 5 times, then backward 5 times. Move slowly. Never force the stretch. The goal is gentle motion. A patient's story. Mrs. R, one of my patients, used to get dizzy every time she stood up. We added gentle neck rolls each morning. 2 weeks later, her dizziness was gone. Additional commentary. I also recommend pairing your neck stretches with deep breathing. It relaxes your entire nervous system and gives your brain a nice oxygen boost. Daily reminder. Here's your challenge. Try the routine tomorrow. Notice how your neck feels afterward. Share in the comments if you feel less stiffness or dizziness. You might inspire someone else who's been struggling silently. Segment 3, habit number 6, daily blood pressure checks. Now, if there's one habit that could save your brain, it's this. Check your blood pressure every morning. High blood pressure is called the silent killer because you often feel nothing. There's no pain or symptoms until it's too late. 70% of strokes happen in people with high BP. Doctor's perspective, morning is the best time to check your numbers. Your body naturally has a blood pressure surge after waking. Catching a high spike early can help you avoid trouble. In my patients, I often see readings 10-20 points higher first thing in the morning compared to midday. Best way to check BP. Here's how to do it right. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Rest your arm on a table at heart level. Use an upper arm cuff monitor for best accuracy. Take 2 readings and average them. Avoid coffee, smoking, or exercise beforehand. Personal example. Mr. T thought he was fine. We started daily checks and discovered his morning BP was on 175/92, dangerously high. Adjusting his medication saved him from a likely stroke. Track your readings. Don't just check, record it. Use a notebook or a simple phone app. Tracking helps you spot trends and share data with your doctor. When to call the doctor. If you notice BP consistently over 140/90 in the morning, sudden spikes 20+ points higher than normal, call your doctor. Don't wait. Personal commentary. Remember, one high reading isn't panic time, but persistent highs, that's a sign your treatment plan might need tweaking. Practical tip. Set your BP monitor next to your toothbrush. It's a great habit stack. If you brush your teeth daily, you'll remember your BP check. Engagement challenge. Drop a comment below. Do you check your BP daily? What's your normal reading? Any tips for remembering? You might save someone else's life with your story. Segment 4, habit number 7. Boost potassium and magnesium. Now let's talk food, but from a new angle. Instead of focusing only on what to avoid, let's talk about what to add to your breakfast to protect your brain. Doctor's insight. 2 minerals play a huge role in stroke prevention. Potassium helps flush out excess sodium. Magnesium helps blood vessels relax and widen. Low levels of these minerals increase blood pressure, constrict arteries, raise stroke risk. Best foods for potassium. Potassium-rich options. Bananas, oranges, avocados, sweet potatoes, beans, spinach, yogurt. 1 banana has about 400 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly 10% of your daily need. Best foods for magnesium. Magnesium-rich options. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, spinach, black beans, whole grains. Magnesium helps your blood vessels stay relaxed and reduces spasms that can cut off brain blood flow. Doctor's experience. A patient of mine, Mr. J, switched from white bread and jam to a smoothie with banana, spinach, and chia seeds. 3 months later, his BP dropped from 148/92 to 128/78. He said he felt less brain fog and had better energy. Avoid processed breakfasts. Avoid instant noodles, frozen waffles, highly processed cereal bars. These often strip out minerals and add hidden sodium. Build a brain-smart breakfast. Here's my quick brain breakfast formula. A fruit, banana, berries, orange. A leafy green, spinach, kale. A healthy fat, avocado, nuts. A protein, egg, Greek yogurt. Toss them into a smoothie or mix and match on your plate. Daily challenge. Here's your task. Tomorrow, add at least one potassium-rich food to breakfast. Add a sprinkle of seeds or nuts for magnesium. Share your recipe in the comments. I'd love to feature some of your creations in our next video. Welcome back, friends. I'm Dr. Sam with Senior Health Circle, and we're continuing our series on how 8 small morning habits can slash your stroke risk by as much as 50%. So far, we've learned why morning hydration is powerful, how calm breathing lowers your blood pressure, why salty breakfasts sabotage your arteries, how a short walk wakes up your brain, why stretching your neck and shoulders matters, and the life-saving importance of daily blood pressure checks. But today, we're diving into perhaps the single most important habit of all, one that's as tiny as swallowing a pill, but could save your life. And it's shocking how many people skip it. Segment 1, habit number 8, never skip your blood pressure medications. Let me tell you something blunt, because your life may depend on it. Missing even one dose of your blood pressure medicine can raise your risk of stroke the very same day. I'm not trying to scare you, I'm trying to empower you, because so many seniors feel, I'm feeling fine, so I don't need my meds. I'll just take it later. One missed day won't hurt. But here's the medical truth. High blood pressure is often silent. Skipping meds lets your BP surge. Most strokes happen in the early hours when BP naturally spikes. Why timing matters. Many hypertension medications take several hours to kick in fully. Work best when levels stay steady in your bloodstream. If you skip or delay your dose, you're essentially leaving your arteries unprotected during the riskiest time of day, the morning surge. Doctor's insight. I've seen patients end up in the hospital simply because they thought, I'll take my pill later. One gentleman skipped 3 days and came to me after a mini stroke. Fortunately, he recovered, but many don't. What science says, studies show, missing antihypertensive meds increases stroke risk by up to 50% that day. People who consistently skip doses are twice as likely to have a major cardiovascular event. How skipping affects you. Here's what happens if you skip your meds. Your arteries tighten. Blood pressure spikes. Arterial plaques are more likely to rupture. A clot can travel to your brain and cause a stroke. Remember, feeling fine doesn't mean your blood pressure is normal. You feel fine because your medicine is working. How to never forget your meds. I want to make this super practical. Here's how to build a rock-solid routine. Habit stack. Take your meds with another daily task, like brushing teeth. Pill organizer. Get a 7-day or monthly pill box. Reminders. Set phone alarms labeled, Take BP Meds. Apps. Use medication reminder apps designed for seniors. Family help. Ask a spouse, child, or caregiver to check in. And here's a powerful tip. Keep your meds next to your water glass on your nightstand. This way, your first sip of water in the morning becomes your pill trigger. Doctor's story. One of my patients, Mrs. P, used to miss her pills at least twice a week. She didn't want to bother her family or write it down. We set up a phone alarm called Save My Brain. It goes off every day at 7:30 a.m. She hasn't missed a dose in 6 months, and her blood pressure has dropped by 20 points. Engagement challenge. Tell me in the comments. How do you remember your medication? Do you have a clever system? Your ideas might save someone else's life. Segment 2. The power of consistency. Here's something important. One perfect day of healthy habits is nice, but consistent habits save lives. Let's tie everything together. Doctor's perspective. The people who avoid strokes and keep their brains sharp into their 70s, 80s, and beyond have one thing in common. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on routine. Designing a morning routine. Let's create your personal stroke shield morning in 10 easy steps. Your stroke shield morning. 1. Drink water immediately. Hydrates blood, prevents clotting. 2. Take your BP meds on time. Protects arteries during morning surge. 3. Check your blood pressure. Early warning for silent danger. 4. Practice 5 minutes of deep breathing. Lowers stress hormones, calms heart. 5. Stretch your neck and shoulders. Keeps arteries open to your brain. 6. Take a short walk, even indoors. Boosts circulation and brain oxygen. 7. Eat a low-sodium breakfast. Prevents morning BP spike. 8. Add potassium-rich foods. Balances sodium. 9. Add magnesium-rich foods. Keeps arteries relaxed. 10. Set tomorrow's water and pill routine. Prepares you for success. Personal commentary. If that list feels overwhelming, don't panic. You don't need to do all 10 tomorrow. Pick one new habit, master it, then add another. Start small for success. Here's how habits work. Tiny changes become automatic. Transform your health. For example, start with water, then add deep breathing. Next week, add a 5-minute walk. This is how my most successful patients change their lives. Patient story: Mrs. L, age 74, felt hopeless about her health. We started water by the bed, morning meds at the same time daily, a 3-minute stretch. After 4 months, she lost 12 pounds. Blood pressure dropped. Her doctor reduced her medication dosage. Habit stacking. Here's a trick. Attach new habits to old ones. After I brush my teeth, I drink water. While coffee brews, I stretch. After meds, I check my BP. That's how you build a chain of health. Segment 3. Mindset matters. One more thing. It's not just about physical habits. Your mindset matters too. People who protect their brain health believe change is possible. Take small steps instead of feeling overwhelmed. Ask for help instead of going it alone. Doctor's insight. I see it every day. Patients who say, "I'm too old to change. It's too late for me," tend to stay stuck. But those who say, "I'll try one small step," often transform their health entirely. Motivational note: please hear me on this. You're never too old to protect your brain. You're never too old to cut your stroke risk. And you're certainly never too old to live independently and sharp. One small habit tomorrow could be the reason you're around to meet your next grandchild, or take that cruise you've been dreaming of. Daily challenge. Here's your challenge for tomorrow. Pick one habit from our list. Tell me in the comments which one you're starting. Inspire someone else with your commitment. Your story might be the reason someone else makes a life-saving change. Welcome back, friends. I'm Dr. Sam with Senior Health Circle, and today, we're wrapping up our series on the 8 morning habits that could slash your stroke risk by up to 50%. In previous parts, we learned why water is your secret morning medicine, how calm breathing tames blood pressure, why salt at breakfast is dangerous, why movement matters, even in your pajamas, how stretching your neck and shoulders protects your brain, the power of daily BP checks, and why never skipping your meds could save your life. But before we wrap up, we need to tackle 2 big questions. 1. What are the warning signs of a stroke you should never ignore? 2. How do you stay motivated to stick with these new habits day after day? Let's dive in. Segment 1. Stroke warning signs. Know fast. Let's talk about something life-saving. Knowing the warning signs of a stroke. Here's the brutal truth. A stroke can happen to anyone. Most strokes happen with little warning. The faster you get help, the better your chance of recovery. Doctor's perspective. I've seen patients who waited hours because they thought symptoms would go away. Unfortunately, delays often lead to permanent brain damage or worse. FAST, your life-saving acronym. Memorize this acronym, FAST. It's easy, it's powerful, and it saves lives. F, face drooping smile. Does one side droop? A, arm weakness, raise both arms. Does one drift downward? S, in speech difficulty. Say a simple sentence. Is speech slurred or strange? T, time to call 911, don't wait. Every minute counts. Personal commentary. A stroke destroys roughly 2 million brain cells per minute if untreated. That's why we say, time is brain. Lesser-known stroke symptoms. Besides FAST, watch for sudden vision changes, sudden severe headache, dizziness or balance problems, confusion or trouble understanding speech. If any of these hit out of nowhere, call 911 immediately. Doctor's anecdote. One of my patients, Mr. S, thought he just had a weird feeling in his arm. His wife insisted on calling 911. He was in the ER within 20 minutes. The doctors removed a clot, and he walked out of the hospital 3 days later, without disability. Why not to drive yourself? Please. Never drive yourself to the hospital if you suspect a stroke. Ambulances alert the hospital en route. Stroke teams prepare immediately. You get treatment faster. Minutes matter. Let the paramedics help you. Engagement challenge. Tell me in the comments. Do you know someone who's had a stroke? What were their first symptoms? Your story could save someone else's life. Segment 2. Busting stroke myths. Now let's bust some dangerous myths that keep people from protecting themselves. Myth number 1. I'm too young for a stroke. Fact. Strokes can hit at any age, even people in their 30s or 40s. Age raises risk, but youth doesn't guarantee safety. Myth number 2. I'd feel pain if it was serious. Fact. The brain doesn't feel pain the way skin or muscles do. Many strokes are painless, especially early on. Myth number 3. I'll wait and see if it goes away. Fact. Waiting can be deadly. Stroke treatment has a limited window, sometimes just 3 to 4.5 hours. Call 911 immediately. Myth number 4. I'm healthy, so I'm safe. Fact. Many people with perfect weight, good diet, and active lives still have hidden blood vessel issues. High blood pressure alone triples your risk, even if you feel great. The silent nature of strokes, remember? High BP often has no symptoms. Tiny strokes, TIAs, may resolve but warn of a major stroke ahead. Don't take chances. Segment 3. Staying motivated. Let's talk real life. Forming new habits is hard. Life gets busy. Motivation fades. So how do you stay on track? Strategy number 1. Make habits easy. Keep things simple. Water on your nightstand. BP cuff next to your toothbrush. Pillbox visible on the kitchen counter. Don't force yourself to remember. Make your environment remind you. Strategy number 2. Celebrate small wins. Don't underestimate the power of crossing off a habit on a calendar. Telling a friend, I did my walk today. Smiling in the mirror after your stretches. Positive feedback fuels momentum. Doctor's anecdote. Mrs. J started marking a star on her wall calendar each day she drank her morning water. That tiny star kept her motivated for an entire year. Strategy number 3. Find accountability. Share your goals. Tell your spouse. Join a senior wellness group. Leave a comment under this video. We're stronger together. Strategy number 4. Focus on why. Remind yourself, I'm doing this so I can dance at my granddaughter's wedding. I want to stay independent and sharp. I want to protect my memory for the people I love. A powerful why makes daily habits worth it. Segment 4. Putting it all together. Let's summarize the Stroke Shield morning we've built over this series. Your Stroke Shield morning. Final checklist. 1. Drink water as soon as you wake up. 2. Take your blood pressure meds on time. 3. Check your morning blood pressure. 4. Practice 5 minutes of calm breathing. 5. Stretch your neck and shoulders. 6. Take a short walk, even 5 minutes. 7. Eat a low-sodium breakfast. 8. Include potassium and magnesium-rich foods. 9. Know the warning signs of stroke. 10. Stay consistent. Your brain deserves it. Final patient story. Let me leave you with one inspiring story. Mr. B, age 76, came to me feeling scared. He'd just lost a friend to a massive stroke. He decided to make changes. Water first thing in the morning. Took his meds on time. Started a gentle walk around his block. Added bananas and nuts to breakfast. 6 months later, blood pressure dropped 18 points. He felt sharper and more confident. His doctor reduced one of his medications. And he told me, Dr. Sam, I feel like I have my life back. That's why I do what I do. And that's why I want this for you. Your call to action. So my friends, pick one habit from today and start tomorrow. Tell me in the comments which one you're choosing. Encourage someone else to join you. Together, we can help more seniors stay independent, clear-minded, and strong for years to come. Closing message. If you found this series helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Senior Health Circle for more practical health tips. And share this series with someone you love, because you might save their life. Remember, a few small habits each morning can protect your brain, your independence, and your future. You've got this. And I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. Thanks for joining me, and stay healthy.